So you're thinking about working in Norway. It's a country with some incredible opportunities. But let's be honest, figuring out the work permit can feel a little daunting. But don't worry, that's exactly what we're here for. We're going to break it all down and make it super simple for you. Maybe it's the booming tech scene or the huge engineering projects. Or maybe you've just heard about that amazing work-life balance. Whatever the reason, that dream is totally within reach. But first, yep, you got to get the paperwork right. All right, so let's dive right in. We're going to cut through all the confusing stuff and give you a really clear roadmap to follow. We'll cover everything from the different rules based on your citizenship to the nitty-gritty details of the application itself. Okay, the first thing you absolutely need to understand is this. The entire process really hinges on one simple question. Where are you a citizen? Because depending on your answer, you're going to go down one of two very different paths. And you can see that split right here. If you're an EU or EEA citizen, things are, well, they're a lot simpler. For pretty much everyone else, you'll need to qualify as something called a skilled worker. So let's start with the easier route, the EU path. So if you're a citizen of a country in the EU or the wider European Economic Area, you are in luck. Things are refreshingly simple, and it's all thanks to a core principle of European cooperation. It all comes down to something called the free movement of labor. And what does that actually mean for you? Well, it means you don't have to apply for a permit before you go. You don't have to prove you're a skilled worker. You can literally just arrive in Norway, start your job, and then register that you're there. It's a massive advantage for sure. Okay, so what about everyone else? Well, if you're not an EU citizen, your path is all about getting a residence permit as a skilled worker. Now, this route has more steps, but the good news is it's very clearly laid out. So you're probably wondering, what does skilled worker actually mean to the Norwegian immigration authorities? It's not just some buzzword. It means you have a specific, verifiable qualification, like a degree or special training, that an employer in Norway actively needs for a specific job. Okay, so to prove you fit that description, you have to meet 5 key requirements. Think of this as your essential checklist. Get these 5 things right, and you're well on your way. And I'm not kidding, hitting all 5 of these is absolutely crucial for your application. So let's break them down, one by one. We'll start with what you bring to the table, your personal qualifications. First up, your qualifications. You've got 3 ways to tick this box. The most common is having a university degree, or you could have completed vocational training. That's at least 3 years of it at an upper secondary level. Now, there is a third way, and that's proving you qualify through long, relevant professional experience. But just a heads up, the bar for that third one is set really, really high. Number 2, you absolutely must have a concrete job offer. You can't just move to Norway and then start looking for work. You need a formal offer from a Norwegian company already in your hands. And, this is critical, that job has to specifically require the skills that you have. All right, number 3, your employment level. The standard here is a full-time job, but they're often pretty flexible. An offer for a job that's at least 80% is usually accepted. You see this a lot in fields like healthcare, for example. Requirement number 4 is all about fairness. And you can see it in this quote from Vidar Hege at the Directorate of Immigration. Basically, your pay and your working conditions can't be worse than what's normal for that job in Norway. It's a really important rule that protects foreign workers from being underpaid. And finally, we get to number 5, professional approval. Okay, so for some jobs, a degree from your home country just isn't enough. These are what they call regulated professions. You'll need a special authorization from the right Norwegian authority to practice. We're talking about really critical roles here, like doctors, nurses, engineers, and electricians. Okay, so we've gone through the 5 big requirements. But now let's talk about a really huge perk that comes with the skilled worker permit. You don't have to make this journey alone. This is probably one of the biggest questions people have, and it's a really important one. If you get your permit, what about your family? Can your spouse or partner work too? Well, the answer is yes, and it actually comes with a really cool, surprising twist. And here is that twist, straight from Vidar Hege again. While your permit is tied specifically to your skilled job, your spouse gets what's called a general work permit. This means they have the freedom to take any job in any field they want. So as he says, you could almost argue their permit is even better. All right, so you've ticked all the boxes, you've got the job offer, and you are ready to make this happen. What's the final step? let's walk through how to actually apply. The whole process is actually very clear and centralized. Your first stop is always the UDI website. That's the Directorate of Immigration. Once you're there, you just select your country, and the site will literally generate a step-by-step checklist just for you. It'll tell you everything you need to do, including how to book any appointments. Now, there is a fee, of course. Right now, it's about 6,300 Norwegian kroner. But, these things can change, so definitely double-check the UDI website for the most up-to-date amount when you're ready to apply. And just a few last but really crucial tips for you. Normally, you have to apply from your home country, but here's a great little shortcut. Your new employer can actually handle the entire application for you and your family, as long as you give them a power of attorney. And while you can technically apply from inside Norway if you're there legally, say as a tourist from a visa-free country, just be prepared to wait a while before you can actually start working. And that's the roadmap. It's a process, for sure, but it has clear rules and steps. And for anyone who qualifies, it really does open the door to an amazing new chapter, both professionally and personally. So the only question left is, are you ready to get started?